Breaking news today at 5:30 this morning from Irish Independent, the only news story running this news article. It says that Gardaí believe the suspect in the murder of the Ukrainian teenager, so the Somalian kid, is actually not a kid at all or a teenager. He's actually an adult and may not have been entitled to Tusla care at the time. So of course we know this horrendous case. Of Vladimir Davydenko, who got stabbed over 100 times in his eyes, in his face, like a crazy, horrendous stabbing by this Somalian teenager, supposedly. And that made shockwaves, obviously, in Donemead. A lot of people were talking about that. I reported on it at the time, and 2 other women were actually hurt as well. They had to run out of there, and they nearly got stabbed as well by this Somalian kid, supposedly. But it turns out he's not a kid at all, and he shouldn't have been in the care either. So they don't know what the age of people are. They're not checking people, background checks. When I talk about how people aren't background checked, Somalia doesn't have a government, let alone if you come here without an identification, without an ID. It's also crazy to think that these people are able to ring your home country, which is Somalia, and find out more details about you. They don't know anything about these people. He just arrives to the country and says, oh, I'm 15, I'm 16. And he's not at all. He could be from 25, God knows, guys, okay? But obviously, if you're young looking, you don't know what the age of that person is. So it says that this man, Vladimir, died in a serious incident at an apartment complex in Grattanwood, Donemead on October 15th. It's now November 11th. So during the investigation, they find out that he's being charged as a juvenile, but actually, the guy is an adult, guys. So who the hell knows? We're actually not given the age of the Somalian adult either. So he could be flipping 30, he could be 25, who the hell knows, okay? He just said that he was 17 when he arrived here and wanted to be taken care of by the state. Now, obviously, Tusla, for those who don't know, is basically like childcare services in Ireland. It's like childcare services, right? Where they take in people that are orphans, that don't have parents, that kind of thing. And it's pretty terrible because they obviously have a bad track record. We saw a few weeks later, this kid was sexually assaulted by a 26-year-old man from Africa, North Africa somewhere, in the City West Hotel, which actually caused the Dublin city to have riots and just a complete disaster, shit show. So on top of that, guys, you know, we have now 2 incidents in the last few weeks that are neglect from Tusla. There needs to be serious questions asked of Tusla and what the hell they're actually doing with their children in their care and how they're bringing people into the country. Like, if you don't have an ID, you shouldn't be in this country. So about an hour ago, Gript also ran an article saying that an Offaly TD told them that age verification process within the asylum system is not merely deficient, but dangerously unreliable, and called it a complete overhaul of the state's approach to the issue. Independent Carol Nolan made her remarks as it was reported today by the Guardian now suspect that a male is charged as a juvenile with the murder of the Ukrainian boy in North Dublin is actually an adult, okay? The Irish Independent said this morning it's now learned the inquiry has led to an investigation Gardaí to believe the suspect is in fact an adult male and not a juvenile. So he shouldn't have actually even been in the care of this facility. He shouldn't have been close to this Ukrainian boy. This Ukrainian boy apparently triggered this guy by cooking bacon and eggs for breakfast. Okay, so this guy's just cooking bacon and eggs. He came here from Ukraine, a war zone, a week prior. And it's ironic to think that Ireland now is more dangerous than a war zone in Ukraine. That's how dangerous Ireland is. It's more dangerous than a flipping war zone, active war zone. It's just bizarre stuff. And he got mad that he was cooking bacon and eggs, obviously something against his religion, and then the Somalian adult actually ended up stabbing him over 100 times in a brutal assault. He sustained multiple stab wounds to his head, eyes, chest, and hands inside the apartment in Grattanwood. And like I said, he was only in Ireland for 4 days. This is a complete disaster. The Tusla facility is for unaccompanied minors who are seeking asylum, but the guy shouldn't have been there. So it's a massive disaster from Tusla. Oh my God, I mean, just the worst of the worst mistakes from them ever. Deputy Nolan said that it's becoming more and more self-evident that our age verification processes within the international protection system are not merely deficient, but dangerously unreliable. We need a complete overhaul of how we approach this issue. If in doubt, keep them out of child services. Absolutely. You know, you can't tell the age of people when they come here. I've said this before. There's no background checks from Somalia, from Syria, from Libya. Like, these countries don't have governments, let alone police forces, let alone running water or electricity. Like, how do you think that they're going to be ID'd? It's just ludicrous to suggest that this is happening. So yeah, all in all, Tusla have to be heavily investigated. This is a massive child protection question here. Like, this kid would still be alive if Tusla were to do their job and actually keep potential adults out of the childcare services. 100%. So in other news, we have Michael D. Higgins finally leaving the Aras, of course, after 14 years as the Irish president. And we have another communist coming in, of course, by the name of Catherine Connolly from Galway. And oh my God, I've never seen such a big parade for a guy that has done absolutely nothing. We have all these people here with their Bernese mountain dogs yesterday to wish President Michael D. Higgins well ahead of the conclusion to the presidential term. You know, the celebrations were massive and victorious, and everyone was going crazy that Michael D. Higgins is leaving the office and another president by Catherine Connolly is coming into office. But I don't recall Michael D. Higgins ever doing anything as president. I don't remember anything, guys. The biggest thing that he's known for is his dog and his doll. You know, this is just a complete failure, guys. I know nothing about what he did. He's done absolutely nothing for the country. He's a communist, he's a Marxist, he's a closet homosexual, and the country was a disaster under his term, guys. The last 14 years of Ireland have been hell. There's been recession after recession, and now we have another communist coming into power. I mean, the country is a disaster. Like, look at this video, for instance. Catherine Connolly then has finally arrived at Dublin Castle for her inauguration as the 10th president of Ireland. So finally now we have another president who's going to shake things up, when in a matter of fact, you know, you'd think after all these years we'd have a president that'll finally shake things up. But everyone knows this is a stolen election. You know, Maria Steen should have been on the ballot. Okay, she had 18 out of 20 people backing her. She should have been on the ballot at least. Whether you agree with her policies or not, guys, it would be more fair to have someone right-leaning, someone centrist, and someone left-leaning on the ballot in total. Okay, so she didn't salute the soldiers there, okay, like Donald Trump always does. We see other leaders actually respecting the military. We know that she actually wants to get rid of the defense forces. She has no respect for the military whatsoever, okay? She doesn't understand that our standard of living and protecting our people is actually because of the military. We wouldn't have our standard of living, we wouldn't have the way we live today if it wasn't for people in the army. And secondly, why the hell is Simon Harris greeting her? Okay, what the hell is going on? Why is Simon Harris greeting her? This is ridiculous. Oh boy. Oh brother. This is so boring. Another 7 years of communist hell. That's it, guys. That's the show for today. I mean, just a terrible show. There hasn't been much in the news lately, guys, so I'm going to keep you all posted. But yeah, absolutely crazy, man. That Tusla care is just obviously complete corruption. The iPass age verification process is completely disrupted. I mean, there's nobody actually checking the ages of people coming into the countries, let alone their backgrounds. These people could be from ISIS trained backgrounds. You know, the guy could be from Al-Shabaab. East Nigeria has Boko Haram. Somalia has Al-Shabaab. These are all ISIS, Al-Qaeda trained insurgents that want to kill us all in this country. So it's absolutely bizarre stuff that they're not checking who the hell's coming in or out of the country. So hopefully they crack down on that a little bit better. I love you guys all. If you want to support me, hit the join link underneath the video. Become a member today. And I'll see you all in the next one, lads. Peace.